Oh, there we are. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. Today we have issue 50, and I just realised that's looking in the wrong direction completely, isn't it? There we go, we'll try that one. We are doing issue number 50 of the Combat Patrol magazine. Finally got the last sprue, and the base for him to go. Continue putting a model together. I've just remembered I've only got one chat up on the screen. Other chat. So it will be available for everyone to see, including myself. It's fun when you. Let's see if it's actually going to let me watch me this time, because it doesn't like me sometimes. Oh. Doesn't like me, but that's this one. See the chat on this one. Oh, come on, don't be silly with me. I hope it's not just in portrait by review, which I've just confirmed to myself that it's not just in portrait view. Hopefully this is going to send me to the portrait view. Yes, there we go. So now I can actually see chat going up and down for the portrait as well as for full screen. The things I have to do, and the things I have to do when I want to. Not been awake. So I hope everybody is doing well today. Had a good morning so far. Gotta pop that there so I can see the chat. Let's see what we get with Combat Patrol issue 50. Apart from the last sprue. And the base. And the base, can't forget that. This issue is obviously the Deff Dread, Orc Culture, and Combat Patrol rules. Before we get started onto issue 50, tell us how to paint the Deff Dread. Or he's going to tell you how to paint the Deff Dread. He's not going to paint the Deff Dread. I'm going to ignore it and do it my own. But he's going to tell you how to paint it. I will cover that after I've built. So that means we'll go back to last week's issue, 249. I have my snips. I have my glue. I have my nozzle clearer. So I think pretty much all set to go now. Oh, I'm gonna get coffee first. I need some. So good morning to everybody who's joined me for this stream, whether it's first time joining me for a Combat Patrol issue review, or if you've been here multiple times. Thank you very much. But we have gone back an issue to start actually building it. Get the sprues from last week. And we want numbers 2 and 5. Number 2 is this big long piece. And well, 5 and number 6. Yeah, both of those are the. We're going to need this one first, and then one afterward. Let's see how we go. I would have done this last week had it give me all the sprues to do it with. Nope. They only give you some of the sprues. Have to wait till the. Those of you who get this on subscription would have gotten both together. It's really nice and handy. Does help. if, like me, you are going out to your local newsagents each day and then buying the issue as it comes out, and yeah, looking at I've got a wait a week section just like I am. All fun and games, eh? At least we get to find out what's coming in the next 2. We have one more Arc model after this. Get it until way later. Kind of in the, like, we'll end up with a lot of the Votan first. Then we'll get Arcs. Boom Dakar Snazwagon. Not much to go on. Not much really. Well over halfway through the series now. Have that and it glued down this section. So if you can see that, it gets glued down that bit. That should fit nicely in. They should fit nicely. We'll dry fit it first just to make sure. Yeah, that's going to fit onto there like so. It's going to look kind of like a Imperial Guard Sentinel. Just a bit. Clear my nozzle. Always nice to clear your nozzle. Certain ways to clear said nozzle. I prefer purifying flame. I've just been playing Warhammer too long, eh? What's the best way to clean something? Fire. Glue along the edge there where it said. Went a minute ago. Good morning, Luke, and good morning, Cool Kid. Hello. Thank you for coming to join me. We've only just started building the Deff Dread, even though we've had 2. Glue those in. Hold them in nice and firm. Try and make sure it's a good, tight, snug fit. It is not fun building when you've only been away half an hour. Maybe an hour. Not sure. Not long enough. I hope you're all doing well today. Already just started your day. Started nicely. End of your day. Then let's hope it's relaxing enough for you to chill. Now we take number 6. Piece number 6. This will finish off the entire side, so we'll glue down here. And the same place that we would have glued to get it to fit, like so. That's going to be the base chassis for us. Good morning, Anna. My name is Laz. And welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. Thank you for coming to join us this morning. If you think you know me from elsewhere under a different name, please privately, and we on that one. But if you've ever seen me on YouTube, I am Laz, which is short for name, which was Lazarus. Painting. Oh wow, I've been doing it for a while now. I think I was having this discussion with one of the Discord members last night. About 4 years nearly. It's been a while. Now 2, 5, and 6 have been glued together. Now we need to go hunting for number 1 and number 7. Number 1's going to be the plate that covers up this hole at the bottom here. And so that's 7 for the plate. and one is the big top section. I can't remember which one was actually. It was 7. It was 7 that was on the sprue that we didn't get, because that is this right here. Very oddly shaped. But you can see the 2 semicircle sections that are going to go around the legs of the leg joints. I am having to go back a week. I will try and get through it as quick as I can. So please, those people who do remove mold lines and sit there and polish and make sure their models are all nice and neat, and I understand that I'm not sitting there with a scalpel with this or a sanding stick. I do not have the brain capacity this morning to do that, nor the time. I will try to get through so the model is, and I have enough time to cover what's in the actual magazine as well. If there are any stories, I will, as always, best for you to read those. Way you get to immerse yourself within the universe. What rules and nice simple things. Rules aren't always simple. I will cover them. I will cover them all. There's part number 7. Part number 1 is on a completely different sprue. So here we go with flipping up part number 1. Why don't they put them in order? I have no idea. Well, they don't. You look round various different for all the different numbers, and then you still think you're going crazy when you can't find one. Realize you just right under your nose. Good. On here. Have I got it the wrong way? There we go, right, It does fit in along those little spikes. They just go right up inside into. It is doable. It's telling us to go along this edge. Now if you're lucky enough to have just started this Combat Patrol magazine, I know it's just been released in a few other countries like USA and maybe even in Canada as well. So yeah, if you just got issue 1, you shouldn't have to use glue just yet until you get to specific models, and they will usually send you the glue, get the premium or get a subscription. So there we have the torso, all nicely. Rogue then, how is that dice out of the way? Section is building up all the exhaust packs. Okay, 40 and 38. But they are right next to each other. I have 40 and 38 both here, and then side 41 and 39. So it does actually run in numerical order for that one. 38, 39. Get glued to 40 and 41. So you glue the right one to the right piece. Might not want to cut them all out at once. In this case, as I'm doing, follow the actual bloody instructions. That's more of a reflection on how I build models and don't always follow the instructions. And then why it's gone wrong. The obvious really isn't. And follow the instructions, lads. Good morning, Twist. Good morning. Thank you for coming in to join us. And EB has come to join us on. Wait a minute, Twisted. You're on the full. Right, you're on the full screen one now. EB, you're on the mobile device one. Yeah, it gets confusing. Technically, I'm running two streams at the moment. One as the vertical, and one as horizontal. So if you're not watching on a mobile device and you're watching the vertical one, crap, click over to the horizontal one and you'll be able to see the full desk. Yes, EB, we are doing it in a short format for a reason. If I click dual stream, it allows me to do a stream in both short format and widescreen format. Happening in both at the moment. 40 and 38. Then we need to find 48 and 83. They are going to be on here somewhere. There's 84. There's 49. Okay, so maybe they're not going to be on this. 48 and 83. There we go. They're on the same sprues as the backpack. The other one, however, is on a different sprue. I have to build the little box section and then go to a different sprue to find the exhaust sections. Right. EB, if you click on my channel, you'll see the other one. You'll be able to click then up onto vertical. Ah, there you go. We found it. It confused me when I first did it yesterday as well. It really confused me when I first did it. I wasn't sure what was going on. Somebody very kindly pointed out to me, it's like, no, you have two different streams. And what? And now I understand what. $48, which will glue in to a very, very small section here. So tiny, it's ridiculous. But there is two little peg. Well, there's a peg and a hole. Put the peg in the hole. Same again with. But this one's going to be close to it, so careful that you don't knock the one out that you've just done. I don't mean knock it out like power, right? I mean you don't knock it out of place. That bit. Then it gets glued into two little windows on the back of this. And they get glued into there. Easy. Yes. Messing up 90% of the builds that he does. Well, not messing up, I just lazify them. Don't always follow instructions, particularly when painting. Well, I'll talk you through the painting section of this, and I'm not going to be doing it. All my orcs are waiting for October. All of them. Including Lasgull and the Stomper, and however much I can get through in October. October, sorry. That's that bit done, so 39 and 41 to do the base box. And I don't mean something that goes not that type of base box. Box at the bottom. And I know there's some of you have only just found me and you only just started watching. What the hell is I on about? I don't know half the time. Things come into my head. Things sometimes don't come into my head and bypass it completely and just go straight to my mouth. Glued it together. Glued it together. Right. And I've literally just said you're gonna have. I've just told you all about this next bit and I never forgot. I'm gonna have to go. Now, 49 and 84, which are higher pieces, are on the same sprue as a little skull face thing. Well, orc face. Orc face? Gork face? The front of him. Thing that we'll be getting on later. But them other two bits were in full sections. And 84 is the one with the three chimneys and the round metal base. Ah. I can't pronounce that word twisted, but that doesn't sound good. You have narrowed it down with the vet, and she thinks it has feline. Whatever that is. Anthony, good morning, D. How you doing, man? Awesome, thank you very much for coming to join us, mate. If you're just in the background, that is fine. It means you're not going to start shouting at me for doing things. You have not shaved that mouth line. I know. I'm half asleep. I just concentrating is not coming freely to me at the moment. It's not even clocked into my head fully that I'm looking at two. As I have the vertical down here in front of me, I have the horizontal up there. And not two shall never merge, apparently. I would hope they would. That way I only have them in one place. Aw, poor little kitty. Neurological disorders. I have one. Well, I get sent to the neurological section. Actually, a non-epileptic. Still not fun. Medications, not great. Especially when you need stuff in the morning. And you feel like you just diazepam. Not really a good idea when you find motor skills. Well, snips. I'm trying to cut small little pieces out. Okay, so we've done the 4139 for the base box, 84 and 49 for the exhausts, and now we've glued them all into place onto the back, which has just fallen off because of course it has. Can't put it straight down where it did a minute ago because I need to see a bit further up. There we go. Leave that there to dry for a second. And then we'll move on to section 2 down here. Now there's alternative builds. I like alternative. Whatever the fucking hell I want. Either clip. But no matter what, you have to clip out section 20, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Regardless of what the feet are going to look like, those are going to be sections. 19, 20, and 21. Have 20, 21. Have the weird, like, shapy things. 18 and 19 else. says we need to do 18 first, so gotta find it. Ah, there they are. 18 and 19, both in this bottom corner. Yeah, now they look like flat piece. Bit of gluing section. Closer. But if you turn it over, you can actually see that there are some parts on it. Yeah, come on, wake up, lads, wake up. We've even gone for black coffee and everything to try and help with the process. Doesn't seem to be, but yeah, you do what you can. I have a feeling D has already painted 4 different models while I've been flipping bits. Putting most painters that I've ever seen to shame with just sheer volume of none paid for. Crazy thing. Flip out number 21st, 18th, go into that. There will only one of those two fit. So that, by process of elimination, is number 18. Sorry about that. Oh, you're working on the Paragon War suits again. Nice. Actually, me and Buzz did a desk picture last night with a fine comb. Comparing how much cleaner and tidy your desk is to mine. Which we already know. Ridiculously clean and tidy compared to mine. You're only on 361 so far for this year. Just let that sink in, for this year. That's not to mention the 500, well, near enough 500 you painted last year. Oh, speaking of last year, I've still got sanitary thing. And I don't mean my secret sanity thing, do not have enough subscribers. Doesn't mean to say that I'm not just like you. Subscribe to all the channel. At the end of the to sit in front of it. Dan, good morning. Oh, wow, really good morning. What the? Are you okay, mate? Oh, you're on your way to work? But work, I thought was your work. You got a job? If you reach goal of 500 for next year, you slow down. You might get it this year if you choose the right units and right models. So that's the 2 legs done. They're gonna go on big ball socket joints, but not until we've decided what gutsy doors he's gonna have. So we can either give him 2 claws, like a rah 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 rah, or we can give him big chunky feet. Part of me wants to do one of each because I'm weird like that. But I know if we do one of each, it's not gonna look right. 14, 15, 16, and then find 17. That'll make up glory. Oh, there it is. But what are the big docking daft clunky things? Oh, there they are. Which are 50 and 51. Now they're big clunkies. That's because my microphone's been moved. I don't get the light to it anymore. Yep, those are the big clunky bits there. I'm gonna go for them. They look inherently more arc to me. Still got spikes on them. Look a little bit more ramshackle. Go for the big punchy tootsie toes. Probably aren't the best words to describe it, but for purposes of numbers, it's 50 and good. Not go on that bit. Could go on that bit there. Aha. Oh, so I can. Now they are articulated before you glue them. So I'm gonna have to get leg position right. Oh. Okay. So before I glue them on, let's get leg position right. That way I don't rough up this bit. Really easy. Paying attention to it. Get that. Legs are. They don't have to be 100% even, but you have to make sure you can down. Flat, good. It is archy, so you don't have to be too exact with it. Good morning, buzzard. Good morning. Told you it was first thing. It was in the morning that my next stream was. You weren't 100% sure if I was sane, were you? But yep, I am. Not sane, but I'm here. A little bit of glue on top of that. Hook his foot on. Hold him down. A little bit of glue on foot there. The other big punchy tootsie toe. Hook that on as well. Just hold him for a second. That is a good idea. Just did more coffee. We need more coffee. Dire need of more coffee. Doesn't mean we need more cafes. Got about 6 of the damn thing in my local town. Who needs 6 fucking cafes? Seriously, what town needs about 6 fucking cafes? And not one of them's that place called Starbucks. I mean, Starbucks make okay coffee, but Christ. Come on, I need you to. Because I do. Nick. I used. The other one is. One's being a good tootsie toe. Why is this one not being a good tootsie toe? I don't know. Fucking not. Getting to the point where it's heading. Glue on the bloody joints over here. At this point, even if it's glue on the bottom and I have to glue it to the base now, I will not be done over by a plastic model. I'm the human. I have opposable thumbs. plastic model does what I say. If only that worked that well. We've put models together before in the past, we'll understand. Nah, man, you're talking. Plastic model doesn't do what you say. What plastic model says. Don't. Plastic model's gonna stab you. You're least expecting it. So that is first page of Deff Dread. Next page is the face. Oh, we get to... Now, do we want the arky face? Which on... I know it's on one of these. There it is. We saw it a minute ago. That's the arky face. Or we can have... this little section, which is more of a panel and gubbins-y bit. Now, if we go for the arky face, will look better with the jutting out teeth. If we go for the other bit, you have to layer up about another 3. I'm going to go for the arky face. It looks more iconic for the Deff Dread, and it leaves me with better spare bits. I'm going to go for that reason. Spare bits are always good. Wish to build a couple of battle wagons. Arc face, I don't think would fit with a battle wagon as easy. It would fit, wrong. So we're going to build it up as the blue section here. We need to clip out part number 33 first. Face that I've got in my hand. Right, I'm going to glue the back of his face out because he's got a slot on his... he's got a slot for it to go. Yes, I am that childish. I laughed at the word slot. But if you can't do that at my age, then what the fuck is the point? Right, 26. And then we need 11 and 12, which are little spiky tusks. But we've got to find part 26 first. Get the spiky tusk. Go on. There we are. So if you can find the circular saw blade, plural, 2 of them, just there. You have what on the t-shirt? Twisted. As I said, my brain isn't functioning at the moment. I realize how much processing power it's taking me just to do Bruce. Why have I got a feeling that's... yeah, that goes in there. I'm just supposed to click... supposed to glue on. That bit level. Oh, right, the teeth line up. The teeth line up. So when you're gluing this jar on, there's teeth that line up. Oh, slot. I said it again, didn't I? You said the real word, though. I just laughed because it was close. Oh well. If you can own it, own it. And if they got a problem with it, then that's their fucking issue. Do us. It's a nose gritty, nice toothy grin on. Tusks. 12 is his left. 11 his right. 12 left. I right. You at me? You've done one of these before, by the way. Just because you're saying it's fun to, and I've only just noticed. Come on, give me a chance. I can barely see the thing in front of me. Never mind. Screen, fuck. Much better at doing this at night. I think. Completely wrong. I would be even more useless at night at doing this. I think I'm better at doing it, which is why that's where my streams usually. I now just lost where I clipped. I mean, I've just completely lost it. Where is it? Plotted them. Really easy. And now I've lost them. So I've lost more than the plot today. Lost a tusk. I clipped out 12. I should have it. There it is. There it is, right in the corner. Hidden. Hello, madman. Good. Well, I'll say hello. It's good morning for me. I don't know if it's good morning for you. Thank you for coming in to join us. I'm still getting used to the fact that the vertical has a chat. Taking me up. It's took me at least till now. Until now, till this stream to get it in there. Oh yeah, I've got to check too. Talking to. And vertical one happens to be one for me to glance at without making it as noticeable. How are you doing? First time talking. Thanks for joining us. Are you also a 40k player? Warhammer player with less? You might be grumbling now, going, "How dare you? I'm a one-page rules player." You apologise. I'm sorry you don't play. Joking. Do that a lot. Well, now we have a nice toothy orc face. Look at that beauty. He's gorgeous, isn't he? Now we've done a toothy grin bit, which was that. Section 3 is arms. Oh, don't start giving me too many options, otherwise this is just going to end up as a clusterfuck. Right. Where's his stat sheet from it? Not giving me a this has so many of X, Y, Z. But I believe it only has. You can build it with 2 rockets and 2 arms. Oh, sorry, 2 guns and 2 arms. Or you can build it with 4 arms or 3 arms and 1 gun. So, what do I do? Those of you who know me well enough know that I don't like following these instructions. I like making my own choices. But there's part of me that's saying, look, dickhead, if you only give it 2 arms, it ain't got 4 attacks anymore. 3. But it'll have 2 rockets. 2 rocket launchers. Deff Dreads don't always get to close combat. They get shot to fuck on the way. So, what do I do? What do I do? Right. We build the bases for the arms first. In this case, it's 85 and 86. Find those bits. Find those bits. Put them together. And then so there's 86. Please don't tell me you've labeled it all. $42. What does 85 supposed to look like? Six. Oh, there it is. So that's 86. What's 85? Aha, there it is. And what they've done is they've put the connection point right here next to the number. So it scrubs some of it out and it looks like 35, not 85. Oh, dearie me. Correcting a professional company's mistakes is not what I thought I'd be doing. Certainly not unpaid anyway. I should pay me for sorting out your fuck ups. Come on. $5.86. Making sure that your mistakes Hachette at work magazine do combat patrol, by the way. They pay me because I'm going through and providing a service to all their customers. Saying, yeah, they fucked up and they can't even do this properly. Here's the right number. I don't think they're listening. I don't think they'll do it. Makes me feel better to have a bit of a win. And that's all it is. Complaining. I'm just going to build up all the arms. And then I'll hide where I want them to. So I want... Right. So if we're looking at it, we want 2 claws at the bottom. And then a claw and a rocket up at the top. Think it's going to work. Hope it's going to work. Find out. So this is one of the bottom ones. Has a smaller socket. Is that a knock at my door? Or was that the post? There's only one way I'll find that out. Bear with me a second. You might even get to hear if it's someone at the door. I'm not muting it. Stop that. Although it's not anyone at the door. Letter. There's a letter. But it's not for me. Oh, it was the postman. Sorry. Vivi Cakes. Hello. Well, this is issue 50, if you're watching. 49 and 50 if you're going for the Combat Patrol magazine. You may have a long wait, but if you do subscribe, at least it means you're going to get one. And that's the main thing, isn't it? I was wondering why that's just gone weird. That's because I turned the volume down in my ears. I'm a dumbass. I'm not dumbass for turning the volume down, but dumbass for not figuring out that that's why it's gone all weird. So where on earth? 43 and 42. There's 40. 43. Yep, done the same thing again. Yeah, that is definitely 40. That bit there, 43, and that tab will stop you seeing the bloody number. Oh, the chaplain on a bike. Now that is a nice model. Oh, Sparkles made me put them all away. I would grab mine out, just go, yeah, I had fun doing that. But apparently made me put them all away. All my Space Marines are locked in box at the minute, as are all my Tyranids. The fun joy of doing a Hive Tyrant. Oh, that was amusing for me. Got 2 Tyrants out of 1 box, and being the Euro Tyrant with a non-emissary head. No, a non-annihilator head. It looks weird, but it works. As far as I'm concerned. Still can't find this 42 though. Should be on here somewhere. Not on that one. It should be on one of these. There it is. 42. So it's on the same one as the boss pole, the big shooters, and all the armory panel bit. That reminds me, I've not looked for a couple of weeks. I need to find my Wraith Lord. The Wraith Lord being the only issue I've missed so far. But I do need to try and find a copy of. But it's sold out every book. Got a feeling doing that because obviously they're shipping them all over now, so they can show they've got them for the new markets that they're opening up into. Which is, sorry, pardon me, which is really going to do my head in because I know I have a Wraith Lord already, and I'm technically just being greedy. But that does mean I can spend a bit more time working on my Triceratops Fire Prism. Wraith Lord will just about, I think it takes me to about 90 points wise. So that's close enough for 2000 for me to be able to go, yeah, I can fit that against the 19.5 Space Marine army. Or the bang on 2000 point Tyranids. That needs flaws. Both of those need flaws. One of them takes 9 and one of them takes 13. S13. Go on the one that we just done. And there's 9 right next to it. That's handy. If you are lucky, cakes, then we'll start sending out in 4 batch issues. So when it comes to you getting this model, you'll get Death Copters and the Deff Dread at the same time. They're both spread over 2. Does make it easy to get all the issues together by subscription. Sometimes a good thing. Does mean you've got to have the money there ready for it to go out every bloody month. And you have to pay attention for them trying to dodge you out of money. They'll try and put extras on, like charge you for binders, charge you for expanding. Look, let's just say the dodgy. All right. Trust them about as far as you trust McDonald's. Oh, D, you've got two lords and a Wraith Knight. Oh, don't go telling me stuff like that. I've got time to go ask for presents. And these other stuff I want to spend it on Eldar. Nasty little knife it. But yeah. By that you can tell that Eldar aren't my first army. By that I mean they're not my main army. That would, well, I'm gonna say Space Marines just quantity at the moment. But Tyranids just getting up there now. I have a Hive Tyrant, a Winged Hive Tyrant, a Neuro Tyrant, Parasite of Martrex, 60 Termagant, any odd Neurogons, 22. 15 Von Ryan's Leapers, 3 Psychophage, 2 Screamer, 2 Narns. He's getting a bit out of hand with my Tyranids, I think. I've got a feeling they may be taking over as my main faction very soon. Just through getting more stuff for them. And then you've got the World Eaters. I dissolved all my Chaos Marines into. Buy a few proxy models. Ka-ching. I will have a 2,000 point World Eater army. So I've opted for choppy chainsaws at the bottom. Or circular star blade. And yes, they go into the bottom. So out of the 2 divotty things, he's going the little ones at the bottom. 10,000 points painted. What? I was about to say wow, but I've just realised, yeah, no, it's about the size of my Space Marines. About 10,000 points painted. I would actually be at 12 now. I'm not sure, but I was about to say who has that much. Then I realised, oh shit, I have that much just in a different faction. Active with the newer editions of my ARC models, possible that I'm getting around out there with ARCs. A big chunk of that LPs from the Stamper though. And my kit bashed Gazgul, all Lasgul Whacker. So we put his arm in at a nice, not quite straightish angle. And just get ourselves nicely positioned with it. Sorry about this. I'm having a bit of a cough this morning. I have a bit of a cough every morning, I know that, but this morning just not quite right. I think I need more liquid. Hint, 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 Sparkles. Does help you, Sparkles, in a bloody room, doesn't it? Oh, she is. Hiding in the shadows. Good morning, Joey. Good morning. I'm assuming you're on your way to work as well, which is why you're on the vertical cam. Now we're just gonna slightly offset the arm again. Try and hold it in place until it bleeding dries. Again, it goes in the bottom slot. God, he's wide. Wide. You're on teleworking. That means you sat on your ass at home, doesn't it? And getting paid for it. I know you're doing veteran work. And that is good work, don't get me wrong. You still sat on your ass at home getting paid for it. Oh, what have I got left to finish for Nids? I think I've got 20 termagants, a few ripper swarms. I've got some conversions to do for the winged primes. I'm turning them into melee warriors. So I do have some converting to do. I'm just hoping I have enough swords from swords and spiky things, so I can take the wings off and put better arms on them. But that's another section. I'll work into that. And then I think that's everything. I have all the big bugs done. I did the... In fact, I flew through the Hive Tyrant, including the Kit Bash one. I had the Hive Tyrant put together before Monday stream. I had most of the parts ready for the Kit Bash. Glued all that together on Monday and got them both painted. Just because I've got a really easy paint job. I speed painted my grenades. A lot easier. Okay, so the big upper arms. Got the big balls on them. Yes, I said big balls. Good morning, Al. You've just seen the what now? There's a Spearhead magazine going live on the 27th. Haven't they already done Spearhead? Wasn't that the last one? Oh, Al, you want to make me go check? Well, I mean, you're not going to make me go check, but you've made me curious enough that I'm going to go check now. Spearhead magazine. SD. I hope that's not someone at the door asking. Nope, it's an Amazon delivery. That'll do. Oh, Spearhead. Oh, this is an AOS one though. This is an AOS. This is an AOS. Oh, but you. Oh, have you seen what you get for the? Right, nope. Nope. Before I go looking through that, get this built. And then I'll go drool over that because it's got the most beautiful. You get a chaplain on a bike in Warhammer. But a chaplain on a dragon? Far cool. And that's first premium thing that you get with it. That's as far as I got. Realise I'm going to have to turn it off, otherwise I'll be sat there going, oh, I want this one. I want this one. I don't even play Age of Sigmar, but I want that model. I'm going to have to work out whether or not it's going to be buy the damn model or get it through the magazine. Right, now I want one of these arms to have... Oh, these can't have the... Can they? No, these can't have the rockets. Oh, you son of a... I've got to take this arm off, because this is the rocket arm. Or it is going to be now. Now I've got a nice big arm bit. Oh, that could be the grabby claw thing for him. Never mind. I found something for that already. Brain worked for fucking once. Let's go back to the... Oh, that was... Right, yeah. See, I think in Spearhead was the last 40k one. Not the last Age of Sigmar one. I'm going to need the rocket, which is going to be 70, 73, and 67. This is why you should really pay attention to what the fuck you're doing. Otherwise, you end up doing. A little clippy. Is it just a little flat? So it's going to be one of those. 70 is going to be one of those. Neither one of them are numbered. How good, eh? How good. 73 is there, though. And 67 is the round little bit that it's going to help it clip on. So one of the little nubbles. Got 3 there. Let's hope they actually label it enough. Flip out the rocket. And we have the options of big shooters, rockets, or custom mega blasters. I'm going for rockets because kind of that nice happy middle ground. It can possibly damage a tank. It will damage something infantry wise if it hits them. Is one of the bonuses Roticus as well? Aww. Vivicakes, please don't. Actually, no, carry on. If you're looking through that and you found, ooh, what's his spearhead going to be? You found it and you want to go through and tell us other things, I'm not going to stop you. Make that perfectly well now. Want to entice us, get that one, then feel free. I don't think I'll be getting the Age of Sigmar one though. I might pick up 1 or 2 issues. You know, if I see a nice issue with a good model in it. Issue 1's usually a good one to pick up. You get a half decent model, or ridiculously cheap. I'll probably pick up issue 1 just for a nice model to paint. But after that, it won't be a guaranteed. That is, of course, unless Sparkles decides she wants to play AOS. At that point, it's out of my hands. Well, it won't be out of my hands. It will be in my hands, put together and paint. But Sparkles will be the one that wants to play. Oh, yeah. Have I just put the wrong rocket together? No. No, I've not. Just checking. Goes on with what should be one of these little weird, like half circle nubbly things. They're calling it 67. That one at the bottom. 64, 65, 66, 60. Usual Hachette way. This is probably the wrong order, and I've clipped off the wrong rocket section. Or maybe not. First we shall put glue in and find out. No dry fit in this one. I'll fuck it up. I can pull it apart quickly. this slots up into there. There we go. And then we put a bit more glue in a little bit and we put the rocket pod. In there like so. Oh, go in, you little there we are. So now we have his little rocket pod. Tiny little rocket pod. 3 great big whopping hack and slash arms. You've gotta love orcs, haven't you? So this was number 36, just to get us back on track. As we're going for the upper arms now. 36, and we've got 37 and 34 we need to find. 69, nice. 37. Oh. The hell are you? Where the bloody hell are you? 34, you gotta be around here somewhere. 68, 25. Okay, that's 25. Oh, it's blends. If anyone spots it before me, shout out. Best 37. 34 should be a very small bit. A curve section. You would think logically it'll be nearby 37. But then we realise, not thinking of it, and 34 is on a completely different route. Flip 34 out just so we don't fucking lose. I'm hoping we don't have to find another. I think I've found it. 52? Yeah, 52. So I found the other one. And on the same sprue in a similar area. I've just got to remember that. Well, I am flipping card number 37, which is that one. It's a slotty one, not the whole one. So a slotty one. I said it again. The child's at it. Not my child, me. The big child. Saying this. Right, now it has a little hole in there up there, you see. Hello, Ellie. Good morning. And in that little hole up there, got a little pin or a little peg here. Can't see it on camera because it's too fucking tiny. Take my word for it, please. Got a little bit of dab glue in there. Get this bit. And you go to the other side. Same little slotty bit there. A little bit of dab glue in that one. And these should join up quite nicely within those slotty bits. In theory. Yeah, there we go. Now we have a nice big thick chunky hand to attach his nice big thick chunky claw to. Before we do that, start out his other arm. I'm gonna flip out the little bits first. Well, part number 52 anyway. Here right in front of me, and I don't want to forget where it is. And I'm gonna go looking for the arm that I want. 55. Something tells me it's that big section there. No worries, Alex. See you later, and thank you for calling. How that you call in work while you're assuming it's your first morning break. Actually, coming to this point, you might have started your lunch breaks. He'll be popping out another 5 models to go completed section. I know it's not actually going to be. I actually no, I don't. It might actually be 5 full complete models. But if there is, pop them in Discord so we can have a look, please. I'll just work in progress. I like to see them all, and I know that other people who like to work in progress as well. Mine can get a little bit cluttered in there sometimes because discussions can be had. Not just for photos, although photos should start the conversation. Right. Other big chunky bit, which is the one with holes in it this time. This one is number 54. No, it says 53. What the? But that number underneath that tab says 54. It is the exact same piece that is telling me to clip out there. That is called number 53. As I said, Hachette part works sometimes don't get the number right. Being familiar with Games Workshop sprues, be able to look at the instructions and recognise a piece from its visuals as opposed to its number is useful. Very fucking useful. They get it wrong, I'll be sat there all day looking for a piece that has the wrong number. And that ain't gonna work. Let's face it, that ain't gonna work. Again, line up your 2 little pegs. Do that in there. There isn't much more contact points to be able to glue the rest on, so you have to use that little peg. And the other contact points will come from applying this one. Kind of go together and hold on round. Like so. See? Now we have a little divotty bit to put 2 giant fucking snappy claws. This being one of them. Look at the size of that thing. I would say it's a can opener. It's telling me to use the ones with the little saw blades in it, but I don't like the ones with saw blades in it. Or hello, mate. I've brought your one-piece swords over to me. That's worrying. You're not going to attack me, eh? Okay. Yes, my youngest has got from Comic-Con. And I'm beginning to regret getting them because it looks very menacing. Comes over to just randomly wave swords about. Right, so we're going to glue one arm in here. Not actually got to the glue section these stage, have we? No, they want us to do it lower down. How the freaking hell? Oh, I've just put the other arm too high, that's why. I have got it the right way around. Yeah. Right, so it's not going to be quite at the angle that it wants us to be at. It's going to want us to put shoulder pads, extra covering bits all over it, and I don't necessarily know if we'll have the room. Quite honest, I think it should be looking like that. I think it should almost X-wing positioning, or X-wing wing positioning. I'm going to have to find out how well that will work with extra armor pieces it wants us to put on. But I'm definitely going for the X-Wing arm position. It looks better for me. I think it does. At the end of the day, it is the rule of cool and what you want to make your army look like. Bear with me one sec. Let's hold this in place and hope it works. Takes a long time sometimes for this glue to set though. Go off properly. I don't know why I'm blowing it, I can't get access to. I'm just going to have to put it down and wait. That's it, put it down and wait. One thing I'm not very freaking good at. Waiting. Now we need to cut out the other claw. It does give you an option of 3 different claws to cut out to put onto the arms. Could be anything from 10, 22 and 24. It says. So this one's going to be number 10. Not snipped. That one. That one. That one. And that should be all of them. Yeah, there we go. So I've gone for the 2 of the snippiest forms of claw. Just to have the option to print. I mean, he's already said he 3D printed the size for his Tyranid warriors, and if in case you're doing custom parts for your visitorial retinue, I would like a printer, but nowhere to put it. Well, nowhere safe. Glue these hands in, or claws in, shall I say. I'd get these up a lot. Slowly waking up though, so hopefully I'll start getting them right soon. One big claw in there. One big claw in there, but that one needs holding. I am just going to have to hold this one here for a minute. And I've got lots of bits of gubbins and armor plates to go on. And I believe it'll be ready then to go into the base. It's just gubbins and gubbins. Yeah. So it wants armor plates to go on the arm. What the little holes are for that I've covered up. Me. Not really. I've covered them up. That's not too bad. That's only little glyphs and you want 3 of them. The main bits are the huge shoulder pads. So I'm going to get to keep some of these little off glyphs. I'll put the however, now it's 87 and 88 go on here, and 35 and 54 go over there. That's 35 and 54. $35. I'm looking for a similar looking one, which will one above it, which is called 30. It's not labelled 54, let's put it that way. Labelled something, but it's not labelled 50. Oh, we got an imprint to filter with it as well. Nice. That helps get rid of all those nasty chemicals. Stops them going out into our house. And she has a Deff Dread from Ryan's Leaper she accidentally steps on. Death Gripper. And the Brutalis Dreadnought is nice. I didn't want to pay for a Brutalis Dreadnought with the prices that Games Workshop charged for it. So I found a nice 3D printer place that had a bear. It was a large bear to start with. I just took it a little bit far, and now it's a fucking huge bear. Absolutely whoppingly massive. It was scary degree. So these are supposed to go on here somewhere. Not quite sure where. My arms are not at the same angle as kind of reference. Supposed to go there, but that's going to get right in the way. The other shoulder pad that's going to fit in behind it, and that is going to be one. Going to give me a better look of the other side. It's give me a good look of this side, which is his right, but I'm trying to do his left. And it does not give me a good enough view of the left to see where the hell this is supposed to go. Pardon me, sorry about that. I don't mind the normal models. The normal Brutalis Dreadnoughts are effective for what they need. But if you get the choice to have a bear that can physically hold a Hellbrute in one hand and a box knot in the other, it turns into a bit of a different beast at that point. Put that panel on there just to make sure that it doesn't get in the way of upper panel. Enough room for it to go. Go there now. Don't know if that's the official place. Can't see the official place because got pictures from one side and not the other. Never. Nope. Not going to fit there, so it's going to have to go there. It's going to fit there. Nope. Now you're going to fit there. Original place, I thought it might have gone. And it looks like, yes, that is the place it's going to fit. Much further up the arm than I would have liked it to have gone. But still. Oh, the normal Katachan models. Yeah, they are a bit old now. Even the new Canadians and the standard the different scale. Marginally, just a little bit of a different scale, but they are a different scale. So the old Katachans, the big heads, big hands, happy with that either. How can you do Rambo dirty like that? Just in case Games Workshop heard that, yeah, you ripped off Rambo. Ripped off everything bloody else as well. Aliens, xenomorphs, Romans, geeks, general pirates. Most of the Tolkien estate. Shall I continue? Well, not a shoulder pad, is it? It's more of an arm guard, this one. But I still need to get its glue in place. That's a 54 and 35 bit. Done. So you've got a multi-part kit. In a kind of way, yeah, Games Workshop was the first kind of fortnight, seasonal updates and things. Although, was it? They got the idea after Dungeons and Dragons, so they've kind of got Gygax to blame for all this. Hello, pal, Gary Gygax, who hated Wizards so much he nerfed him in the first edition. I'm gonna glue it to the base to get it somewhere to stand. And I have to base over because I've realised it's not on the vertical. Just gonna hold him on for a moment so he stays on the base. That way I can use my left hand to actually have a cup of tea. Finish my coffee, I'm on for my tea. And I've been going for an hour and a half. That's probably why my head's feeling. Stay there. I'm going to turn the page. Thank you. No, you're not, did you? I saw that. Lean back. Supposed to lean back. Hey, where I fucking put you? I know his profanity is getting worse and worse as I'm waking up, isn't it? That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I'm going to leave you there. I'll do 87 and 80 for the two shoulder pads. Which go up here above those. Oh, that doesn't make it awkward at all, does it? With, of course, spiky bits pointing outwards. Saying there should be some simple or something reasonably easy for you to attach to this tiny little intrusion to. A tiny little bit of glue on that. That's going to be what holds the entire Irish breakfast tea, well, depending which side of the Irish Sea you're on, breakfast tea is I just happen to be on the other side of the Irish, so I get English breakfast if I get a breakfast tea. In this case, however, I don't actually have a breakfast tea. A local, as far as I'm aware, or localish to the northwest brand, and being side of the Pennines that I'm on, not by in Yorkshire, although it is a superior. Pains me to say that. We discovered a new moon. Well, we've got hundreds of moons in the solar system now. Ever since the downgraded Pluto to a dwarf planet. I'm still pissed off about that. Ever since they downgraded Pluto to a dwarf planet, and you've been looking through Kuiper Belt and stuff, they have found so many moons. So many moons, so many dwarf planets. It's getting daft. I get to find out about this because Sparkles has into her space stuff. She has planetary. Oh yeah, we've done this and we've got that, and what do we do right now? And then she explains it in layman's terms. As this means I'm Big Rock. Excellent, I got you now. Obviously, she doesn't call me Laz, but you get the point. She puts it in dumb terms for me. What have I forgot to put on? I have so far put on lots of little greeblies, but one quite important greeble. So, a lot of the greeblies you don't have to put on. Yes, they can add flavour and flair, but you don't have to put them on. Some little greeblies, though, just don't look right where at. Now, drop into the war, boss boys. Go get the boss pole. Number. What's number? Number lots. Boss pole. Forgot it. Goes in the slot on his back. Slot. Please don't ask why I did that. I have no idea either. Hopefully the mental report will come back soon and it will say I'm sane. Although I have my doubts. I'm not reading out Vivi Cakes. James Webb found nothing near my anus. Yep, nope. Nope. James Webb's found nothing. Nothing, nada zip. So I want to keep the Greeblies so I can use them on other things. I'm going to have lots of bits and panels, a couple of big shooters, some other sections, the flamer sections, lots of panels and art glyphs, even a shoulder pad too. Or, yep, stuff to go on shoulders. Custom Mega Blasters, rockets, extra art glyphs. I'm going to keep all those to go towards my battle wagon. You can, if you want, use those glyphs and, as it says here, 43, 44, 45, 27, all the way through 32. Little hooky hooks. Hooks. There you go. 27, 28, 29. Well, you said they should go all the way to 30. Or the other. 27, 28, 29. 30, 31, 32, where are you? Daylight. I only got 3 spikes. Not 6. In fairness, it is only telling you to use 3 spikes. It's telling you to put 2 more on his bottom there, and then 1. No, just 2 on the bottom of his jaw. I'm actually gonna look at it and see how feasible it is. And not rub my eyes because that is not a good idea. Right, so there we have 99.9% built Deff Dread. As I said, I've not put greeblies on it, I've not put glyphs on it. Because I wish to save them for other things. I do have plenty of glyphs so that I can come back and reapply certain ones. Should I wish, but I want to save that right up until the point where I can go, right, I know what vehicles I've got. And that's going to be nice to have as like a grabby arm. Ooh. I get so excited over so many simple things. So now have... Oh, this is part 1. Done that bit now. Okay. I get to move Spruce out the way now, and we get to actually move on to today's issue. Issue 50. As I said, I'm going to talk through how they want you to paint him. And I'm going to ignore 90% of what they tell me and just do it my own way when I come round in October. So, as Hachette like you to do, paint your entire model black first. Don't bother trying to do anything like pre-shading or dry brushing to get your to bring out your highlight levels. Don't try any of that. Just paint the damn thing black. Then, now it's all flat black. Go find the bits that you want to be painted metal, like the backs of his power pack, the bands around his teeth and bits around his eye, his claws if you put claws on his feet, and any screws and venty sections or hooks got in there. All the pistons, claws, and exhaust vents. And in this case, they've also done the actual top hatch. Now it's telling you to change the paint water because you've just been using a metallic and you're going back to plain old colours. If you don't change it, you're going to get that tint of lead belcher and well, it's going to be Corax white, not what you want. So with the Corax white, you paint the big skull face. That has been painted black. You could have done it white first, but didn't do that. Oh, Thomas Dale, thank you very much. Here's for the subscription. I don't get it that often, so when it goes off, it scares and I wonder what the bloody hell the noise is. But now I know. The ding means somebody's just subscribed to me. You'd think I would be used to that happening at this point, but no. But back to the Corax White. You are looking to do any of the glyphs, the art bones, lightning bolts, skulls, any of those. You want to do Corax White. Get the Avalon Sunset. If you've still got it and you've not decided I don't like that yet. And that's what colour they want you to do the lens. Or at least one of the lenses, the main one for his actual skull face eye. They've done a blown out picture of it there. A lot of the other lenses though, they're covering in Mephiston red, along with the wires. They're also doing Mephiston red. That's very samey for a lot of wires. Okay. And lastly, for the base layer paints, go for your Wraithbone. Got your straps and bands that hold on that are holding things together. So anything that looks like it's like a bit of a bandage or a cloth that's wrapped round, get that. And the two big tusks, they've come from an animal. So the two big tusks are also done in wraith bone. Or if you're a normal person, ivory. Lots of ivory. Ivory is my favourite colour. Then because they've give you shades now and they think, well, you've got them all, so you must be able to do it. They want you to null oil all the metal bits. All the metal bits, and quite honest, probably the black bits as well. Oh, in this case, they're even asking you to do the lower jaw and the skull face, so you null oil most of the model. Is it going to Agrax anything? I would assume it would. But once you finish null oiling the model, everything except for the eye, the yellow eye, you don't null oil. And the tusks and anything wraith bone and the eye. Yellow thing, ivory things, don't cover in null oil. They get Agrax Earthshade, goes you down for the tusks and the bands. And anything you want rusted, so some of the panels, some of the greeblies and art glyphs, Agrax Earthshade, all over them, including the exhaust vents, boss pole, and any fabricy and tusk bits. The yellow eye, because they've not put a wash over that yet, they want you to use Reichland Flesh Shade, which will mean you're going back over it again with just a touch over the top with Avalon Sun. But for highlighting the white face, I'm going to use Corax White and try and layer up over the higher areas, so you're leaving the washes in the recesses. Stormhost Silver for all the metal bits and the rivets and pins on these armour. So you want it to edge highlight using the edge, so use the side of the brush, just run it along the lines just to bring out the edges like they've been worn in. And obviously the little rivets can, the little dots, you might well use something like a thinner brush or a smaller brush, or maybe cocktail stick. Good morning, Lee. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Then to base it, it's very simple for how they want you to base it. Was it Sterling Mud? Or was it the other one? No, it was the Astro Granite. So you apply the Astro Granite quite lavishly. Then once it's dried, you just give it a light dry brush, either a Smilist Iron Grey, or as I do, a lot ivory, whichever one you want to use to help bring out the raised layers. But the Astro Granite's pretty much painted already if you are okay with that colour. If not, paint it black, then work up the layers, going from either a grey to a white or an ivory, slightly lighter ivory, depending on how you wish. By that point, you should have 20 boys, an Orc Warboss, Mega Armour, couple of knobs, and 18 boys, couple of knobs, and a Warboss in Mega Armour, along with your Deff Dread and your 3 Deathcopters. Not painted yet, I'm waiting for October. Gonna do Orcs going October. So by the end of painting, it should look something akin to this, if you followed their instructions. You can see how the wash helps the ivory stand out as tusks, and also makes it look a little bit dirtier and grimier and rustier at certain places. trying to make sure you get into everywhere, so you get things like the rounded barrel at the back, all the wires, grates. There's a lot of little bits to get on this. Go back over, recheck, double check, double check. This might be one of the longer models to paint just because you've got to check you've got everything. And with that at the nearly 2 hour mark, before we get into art culture, I will try a bit of an arc voice through some of that if I can, but to do that, I need to take a small break. So please hold on. I'll try and be as quick as possible to take a small break, and I will be back soon. Well, that means I've got to set these off, so you've got something to watch rather than empty chair and this not moving. So I shall pop these up. I don't know how they come up on vertical cam, but we'll find out. And I'm going to mute myself because of the music. I'll be back soon. But dum bum boom dum dum. Hello, I'm back. Thought you won't be too long. Drinking lots and lots of fluids in the morning. Nice. So we are now back to orc culture. Now, if I'm going to do it in an orc voice, I'm going to have to prepare myself. Getting there. Orc culture. I know some observers may pointedly describe orcs as being distinctly uncultured. They have a very complex identity and considerable range of interesting cultural practices. All orcs get their identities from different parts of society to which they belong. At the lowest level, each orc will be part of a warband, maybe as small as a few units or as large as the size of an army. All warbands are given an area. In any given area, constitute a tribe. Tribe will be led by a warbush, who has the authority and the biggest, choppiest chopper. Those sharp, shared goals, and to send the tribe to war. Each tribe also belongs to a clan, and the entire galaxy. And members of a clan share a cultural identity with each other. This is particularly obvious in their different fighting approaches. No-nonsense Goths favour only the most brutal, direct, and brutal of strategies, while members of the Snake clan are usually sneaky. Snakebite clan are obsessive hunters, tamers of wild beasts, and so on. That is the old culture. And my attempts at an art voice. Strange science. Most orcs don't care where their ramshackle technology works, as long as it's dead killing. But their enemies are constantly confused by the fact that the bizarre contraptions can actually function, if not reliably. Orcish devices may be lethally effective in the hands of their creators, but rarely work at all when recovered and tested by Imperial scholars. This has led some to speculate orc technology may run on psychic fields granted by the orcs themselves. Truth will likely never be known. The power of colour. Of all the orcs' superstitions, one of the most significant is the great faith they place in the supernatural powers of colour. The orcs believe that every hero has his own special property, which he can impart on a bearer or their gear if slapped on the bodies. The resulting riot of colour they take to the battlefield may look strange, but their foes, very strange foes really. But orcs, a good coat of the right paint is just as important a part of the war gear, a proper sharp chopper, or a spare slugger clip or three. Red is speed. Red is the quickest and the speediest colour that you can paint your wagon, because everyone knows that red ones go faster. Yellow is for wealth. Yellow is the snazziest colour and is used by flash kits for showing off and boasting. Green is the best. Green is obviously the best colour out of all of them, because that's what colour orcs is. Blue is lucky. Blue is the luckiest colour. Nobody wearing blue never complained of being killed by bad luck. Purple is sneaky. Purple is the sneakiest colour. Never seen a purple orc, have you? Exactly. Let's talk about the Goths. Orcs of the Goth clan, found anywhere in the galaxy, dressed in black and carrying massive choppers. These clothes come by enthusiasts. More than a match for anyone who thinks they're hard enough. The Goths are one of the largest and most feared orc clans in the galaxy. They have a straightforward approach to war and are famous for wearing drab black clothes instead of anything more flamboyant, mucking around, or showing off. Most of their warriors wear horned helms, all the better to deliver brutal headbutts to anyone who gets in their way. Whoosh! See? Stick it to them. Or just happens to be nearby. Stick him on. Goths prefer to fight in huge infantry formations, with little regard for formal strategy, often appearing much more like a highly mobile riot than a proper army. Smiling BC. No, I'm not going to do this for my art. I'm reading about orcs. I've got to do an art. The Goths' unforgiving approach to the battle leads them suffering a hugely dreadful casualty, even for orcs. Only the toughest and strongest survive in the Goth clan. Young. Most orcs are lost in the carnage of battle. But the survivors also face a culture of endless infighting, lethal squabbling. Get my chopper, I know I want it back. This leads to a higher concentration of knobs. Or a higher concentration of knobs than most other clans, along with some of the most brutal war bosses that can be found anywhere. Oh yeah, orcs. The galaxy's football hooligans. And usually always depicted with a British accent. Rather insulting, actually. Oakiest of oaks. Orcs are known for being stumpy, fighty, and bashy, while some orc clans are known for mixing these with other traits, like being sneaky, stumpy, fighty, and bashy. The Goths are simply the stumpiest, the fightiest, and the bashiest of all. They prefer to use direct, abrupt assaults without having to spend any time on tedious plans or strategies. Nothing more than a good scrap, very little excuse to get stuck into anyone who happens to stand in their way. You like a good war. Goth technology. Although they are a fighting focus, the Goths still use technology to further their brutal campaigns. It should come as no surprise that they take particular delight in many of the more lethal orcish contraptions. And the more claws, rockets, bombs they can strap onto them, the better. They also make great use of vehicles like battle wagons. After all, for a clan that places so much value on fighting, what could be more welcome than an even quicker way to get to the front of the battle? I suppose that is quite right, BC. If anyone should be allowed to do a British accent, it should be someone from Britain. Thank you for the compliment. Third section. Storm boys! Even amongst the battle-hungry Goths, most would think better of strapping a rocket engine to their back and blasting into combat. But the Storm boys are drawn from a clan's rebellious youth and have no problem flying into the face of clan traditions in their pursuit of a good cramming. So, Storm boys are the equivalent of jumping. Not quite as accurate, and a good chance they're going to blow themselves up a little on the way. Pip and cheerio. Not so much anymore, BC. Not so much anymore. It's more, yeah, what do you think you're doing? Dickhead, get out of my way. Fucking stab you. That's more British now. Ooh, we get on to one of my favourite characters in the entire setting. Guy's called Mad Uruk Fracker. Prophet of Gork and Mork. Gazgul believes that he's prophet of the old gods Gork and Mork. Whether or not this is strictly true, he has proven to be an excellent rabble rouser, inspiring entire planets of orcs. His pronouncement. That's an hard word for that pronouncement. The Grand Warlord. Gazgul, war boss without equal. A fact for which his enemies are profoundly grateful. In his campaigns of unparalleled violence have laid waste to countless worlds. Gazgul Fracker was a lowly orc warrior till a major blow to the head granted him visions of conquest that he believed came directly from the orc gods. Inspired by what he saw, he raised a great war and began his infamous campaign against the world of Armageddon. Although he was ultimately defeated, Gazgul was far from finished. He continues to lead his fellow Goths into battle across the galaxy. Like all orcs, he loves to get stuck into the fight, blasting apart his foes at close range with guns called Mork's Raw, or ripping him into a giant power claw that he calls Gork's Claw. Big ducker, big choppy. Lots of smashing and stomping. The Great War. Gazgul's continuing crusade against absolutely everyone is far greater in scope than anything that his enemies has ever seen before. Where a normal war might consist of a single force attacking a single planet, or perhaps a planetary system, what Gazgul has achieved is a galaxy-spanning torrent of death and violence, with forces under his command wreaking havoc in every corner of the galaxy. The Imperium has been absolutely confounded by the scale of Gazgul's campaign, tried but failed to stamp out Gazgul's forces. Of the many challengers who have tried to stop Gazgul, Ragnar Blackmane of the Space Wolves probably came closest to succeeding. On the Hive World of Rongar, the two warriors duelled. Although Ragnar was grievously wounded himself, he managed to decapitate Gazgul before he fell. However, the Great Orc's head was returned to his surgeon, Adok Watsnik, who was able to recapitate it into an even larger body. And so Gazgul's Great War continues. Macari. Glasgow's faithful banner waver, Macari, is famously the luckiest grot who has ever existed. No matter how hard the fighting, he always survives to follow his master into the next battle. Except he doesn't. Glasgow is deeply fiery, and as nobody has the nerve to give Glasgow bad news, every time Macari dies, quickly replaced with a new lucky grot before his loss is noticed. Can't let Glasgow find out. That's the end of the what arc. Yeah. That's the end of the art voice for now. Let me catch up on chat. Now, what the hell did you tell? Did I tell you about painting out my helmet? I repeat, hobby paint Glasgow's too. So you, thank you, BC. I don't remember the great hobby disaster of 2003. Far too inebriated. Probably part of it. So again, if you are getting this magazine, there are story sections. In this one, it's called The Escape. Please read through this yourself. It does give you a nice little story and a little bit of an insight into Warhammer 40k universe. But I don't want to spoil the entire magazine for everybody, so please read the little story yourself. This one is fiction number 11. That takes us on to the Combat Patrol. So, Gordrag's Git Stompers. Nothing gets in the way of a Warboss's lads, at least not without being riddled with bullets and rockets. Smashed flat with an assortment of piston-driven claws, trampled into the mud by a stampede of bellowing lunatics. Yeah, that. What an orc boss lacks in subtlety, and it's a lot, is more than made up for by the brute savagery and resilience of his horde, who live to rampage across battlefield after battlefield, and hurl themselves into every fight they can. So a combat patrol for the orcs in this magazine that we'll give you the rules for consists of the Warboss in Mega Armor, already have at this point, 2 units of 10 boys. One has the knob equipped with Slugger and Big Chopper, and a boy equipped with a Big Shooter. The other unit of 10, the knob has a Slugger and Power Claw, and one of the boys has a rocket launcher. So it's just a little bit of a difference between the two. Not much, but you also get the 3 Deathcopter models and the Deff Dread. Now, it says the Deathcopters, one of them is going to be equipped with a custom Mega Blaster. I don't like custom Mega Blasters. Orcs kill themselves enough. I don't need help. So all mine have rockets. And again, the Deff Dread is equipped with 1 rocket launcher, 3 claws. 3. I've put on. I actually got it right this time. I've built a unit to the specifications of the magazine. For once. But just to show you the entire force, you'll have a Warboss in Mega Armor, a unit of 10 boys, another unit of 10 boys, 3 Deathcopters, and this one up here with the big bomb and the weird flamery looking thing is the custom Mega Blaster. And of course, the Deff Dread that we've just built. Ooh, a scenario. Or a new way of playing. Something stumpy this way comes. To play something stumpy this way comes, set your battlefield up as shown below and follow the deployment instructions. The game ends when the Deff Dread is destroyed. The final score is indicated on the scoring track. The scoring track and the stage are on the next page. They will be needed regularly, so keep it to hand. So for deployment, bring it a bit closer. The Orc player places their Deff Dread in the location shown. Right there. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Using just battle map of 3. So it goes in the middle of those 4 sections. The opposing player consults the table on the next page and places the stage 1 models in the opposite deployment zone, which is a full set. So both of those, all of it, got anywhere in there to deploy them. How to win. Each time an opposition unit is destroyed, the Deff Dread advances to the next stage, moving further down the scoring track as it is printed on the next page. When the game ends, the final score is indicated by the highest stage that the game advanced to. Well, simple enough. Let's see how it's going to work. So, next page. Each time an opponent is destroyed, the Deff Dread advances to the next stage. You'll need to use the table to select new units to deploy and the scoring track to keep account of the stage and score. Use a coin or a dice or as a counter to show where you are on the scoring track as you progress through the game. So stage 1, start with 3 legionaries, 5 Termagants. Stage 2 is 1 von Reinslayer. Stage 3 is 1 Terminator. 4 is 2 Wind Riders. That's actually. Stage 5 is a Winged Tyrannid Prime. I'd rather have the Wind Riders. Stage 6, the Dark Apostle with his 2 Dark Disciples. Stage 7, the Captain in Terminator armor. Stage 8 is the Wraith Lord. Ooh. That could cause problems. Stage 9 is the Psychophage. Again, could cause a lot of problems. And lastly, stage 10 is the Hellbrute. That's damn near a 1-for-1 match. The Deff Dread's taking any damage, the advantage is Hellbrute. So how does the scoring track work? If the Orc player makes it all the way to stage 10, he gets 10 victory points. If the opposing player takes the Orc out in stage 1, they get 10 victory points. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for the Deff Dread, and then descending opponent. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You don't want the Deff Dread to get all the way to 10 because then you want to get a victory point. Quick tutorial. Dead Chopper is a special rule that increases the attacks characteristic of the Deff Dread's Dread Claws. A Dread Claw has an attacks characteristic of 4. The Dead Chopper rule allows you to increase its attacks characteristic by 1 for each additional Dread Claw. Since a Dread Claw is a melee weapon, you can only use 1 of them in your fight phase. This means your Deff Dread can make a total of 6 claw attacks. Really? I didn't think it would be. I thought it was 4 with just maybe 5 adding the extra one. But okay, if they say we meant to make 6, I ain't arguing. Piston Driven Brutality. Special rule that forces nearby enemy battle shock test. Enemies must be within engagement range, and the battle shock test is taken at the start of the fight phase. This is different to the usual time when a battle shock test is taken, and it is possible that a unit may take 2 battle shock tests in one turn. In this example, the Wind Riders are engagement range with Deff Dread and must take a battle shock test. There they are. But it does work, hopefully. How does the blast keyword work? The rocket launcher has a blast keyword, so it does a random number of attacks. In this case, D3 attacks. You can also add 1 for every 5 models in. For example, the player targets the 5 termagants. They roll a d3 and get a result of 2. They add 1, make a total of 3 attacks. So it's d3. I use opposites, so a 6 is a 1, 4 is a 3, and a 5 is a 2. So in this case, I actually got a 3. Plus the 1, if I was targeting the unit, would actually make 4 attacks. I'd end up with more attacks than technically supposed to, or at least capped out maximum. Full rules for blast weapons can be found on page 26 of the core rules. See section C, core rules 7. Or if you've got the big rule book, core rules on page 26. Actually, my rule book wouldn't do that because it's lighter than one. Probably on a different page for me. That makes it fun. The next page is just telling us what happens if things win. I thought I'd be doing this for a lot longer. Okay. Deff Dread defeat. With an overwhelming number of enemies still massing on the horizon, the Deff Dread is felled by a fatal blow. It staggers and falls, crushing its attackers beneath its body. Only few of the possible fights have been fought, and the pilot and his machine never managed to reach their full destructive potential. Deff Dread victory. Finally, the Deff Dread falls under its overwhelming opposition, but has dealt more than its fair share of punishment. The heaps of bruised and battered enemies strewn around are a testament to its accomplishment. The pilot can go to his fate, having had the most fun he has had in a very long time. That brings us to the end, except for the final page, back page. Tells us what we're going to be getting in the next 2 issues. So next week, it is going to be paint issue again. Get the Pallid Witch Flesh and Pink Horror Pink. We will also... No, it's hard to see on there. Oh no, it's really easy to see for you. It's harder for me. No, it's because you're reading that one and I'm trying to read one of them. It will go through Battlefield Essentials. Things like cover, or terrain, and objective markers. Stuff that you will have to put onto the table. The week after, start with the Leagues of Votan. So we get a Carl, which is essentially a leader unit. We'll learn about Leagues of Votan names and the bonds of honour that bind the Leagues of Votan together. They're a very interesting, quite new force. They've been around for a while in the form of squats, but they were an Imperial Guard unit that pretty much carried sniper rifles. Now they are a full faction in unto themselves and are power armored dwarves. Space! Absolutely brilliant. Games Workshop have ripped off pretty much everything they can from any other fantasy or sci-fi verse and threw it into Warhammer 40,000. So as I said, you get dwarves, you get xenomorphs, you get genetically engineered humans, you get normal humans, you get elves, you get orcs, humans. So that was a nice, fun little issue. Or 2 issues. And I do now have a Deff Dread to go with the 3 Deathcopters, Warboss in Mega Armor, who's in a box somewhere. I think it's actually only the Deff Dread, Copters, and my kit bashed Gazgul proxy. For those of you who have never seen it, that is my kit bashed Gazgul proxy. Yes, that is Nemesis Dread Knight armor. But it's the only thing I had that was big enough. It makes him big enough to at least go up against Angry Rom. Well, that is the end of issue 50. Next week is paints, and then we start on Votan. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with Leagues of Votan, in all fairness. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to be doing with Leagues of Votan. I don't have any models for them already. It might just end up being the Combat Patrol. Or, saying that, Rogue's Den Hobbies do have a range of Space Dwarfs. So I'll have a look through and see what I can proxy over. And try and build it to a 2,000 point army that way. Well, I know I'm going to be getting a good fair old chunk of Votan models. Have a quick look at what will be coming after the Carl. I'll move that up there a little bit. And I believe I sent this picture to the Eclectic Beard. I did. PNG file. Zoom in so I can actually read. Okay, so after the Carl, we'll get a double issue. So it's spread over 2 issues, and we'll get the Hearthkin Warriors. After that is going to be, again, another double issue to get Hearthkin Pioneers. Another double issue to get Chthonian Berserkers. That'll take us all the way through September and into October. So the first 2 weeks of October, sorry, 1st of October, the 8th of October, we'll get the Chthonian Berserkers. But then on the 15th, we get the full Boomdacker Snazwagon, which is the last Orc unit we'll be getting. And then on the 22nd, we get the Ironhair Hearthguard. Fair enough. That sounds like I'm missing a unit somewhere. No, the Ironhair Hearthguard comes after the Battle Wagon. Sorry, the Snazwagon. And then we start into a whole new faction again. But I'll get to the new faction as we get to the new faction. So paints and then Votan. That sounds like it's going to be fun. Not sure what I'm going to do with the Votan. I might actually paint them as it tells me to. I'm glad you're all sat down when I said that. Or at least I hope you all were. But it could be the only time that I ever actually paint something as the magazine says to. Oh, it even gave me a bit of a shiver that. It did, I'm not going to lie. But that is the end of everything for today's, I think. Did anyone think of anything else? Have I missed anything? Should I have done something? I'm not sure, but I know people are going to be coming down for food. Which means this is going to pick up everything in the house and you won't be able to hear me. So not to stop my family from being able to eat, taking over the living room. Again, I will thank you all for coming to join me. If you've clicked any of the stuff, awesome, thank you very much. Please drive safe, and I'll see you tomorrow night. I think it's tomorrow night? Yeah, tomorrow night. Hopefully I'm back in time to do the Magical World of Sparkles and Oaks, so we'll see then.